Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. My name is Mathias Valenzuela, and I am representing the Supreme Council of Yaotama, Mexico. And we have just finished a meeting with the rest of the community members of what is known as Washington, or in Spanish is El Bajío. The meeting was to establish a form of communication between the Supreme Council and what is known as the TOL, Traditional Anthem Leaders of the United States. There has been conflicts for so long that I'm glad that it turned out the way it did, and it turned out better than I expected, and I hope that it continues to be in the same way, and that we are at last united in our fight for our land. And this is a historical monument, this monumental point in our history as Autumn. Our first step in the right direction, and I hope it continues to continue in this way. So then the other issue the other item that comes up as being monumental to our history as Autumn in Mexico is that we have established a council within the Mexican government, and they are recognized officially, and and that they have had this issue, the land issue, which has been a conflict since time immemorial, ever since the European settlers have come into the Americas, which we naturally inherited because we're native here. Hence we're Native American, and all this that has happened from then to now, compared to now, present of what's happened. This is something that will definitely go in the history books of the Autumn, and I'm very proud and I'm glad to be a part of it. And as I mentioned before, I hope it continues in this way. The main issue was the land issue, being there was a Mexican family who owned the land, and this land is traditional land. So the main issue that came up was the communication that we lacked, and the second main issue was the land, how to get it back. And as I mentioned before, the Supreme Council has done a very good job in working and striving into getting this land back. And this meeting was specifically for it wasn't specifically for that, but it worked out. It worked out in a way where not only as the Supreme Council, but the Autumn in the United States benefit from it, who have traditional ties here, who have familial ties here, and they have come and united, like I mentioned, and to get this land back. So let us continue on the same path.